I finally got to see you play live in New York City in 2014. And
Where did I play? BB King's?
Yeah, BB King's. It was the birthday celebration thing you were doing there, and you did the meet and greet after, and we briefly met after. And I brought my son, who at that time was 7 and already a drummer, and he just loved you. When you see new generations of people discovering and enjoying your music, how does that make you feel?
Amazed. Amazed. People that are younger that know who I am amazes me. I'm for old fuddy-duddies now. I belong to old fuddy-duddies now.
I had Livingston Taylor on the show a few weeks ago, and we had an interesting conversation about how record labels and producers are kind of the gatekeepers. And his opinion was that the gatekeepers kind of help become a standard setting mechanism that elevates the art. Whereas some people feel that producers and so on and so forth. I mean, if you remember, like when Prince wrote "Slave" on his face, they have an opposite feeling. And nowadays you got the internet, which in my opinion, kind of has increased the acceptance of mediocrity in current music. You know what I mean? Do you have any opinions on that at all? Having worked on both sides of the glass?
Well, the thing I know is, when I put on the radio, I go, well, this music is not for me. And when I think that, I think, it's not for me because I'm 77. They're not making music, they're not imitating Sly and the Family Stone. They're doing something else.
Is there a song that you did or an incident that you were involved in or a moment that you influenced in music or otherwise that you look back and you go, I am so either happy or proud that I did that as you look back on your career?
There's like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Which I'm most famous for. And it's such a funny story that, it works for me. And also that, that was the key to the start of my career. So that I can't deny that. And I can't change it, not that I would want to. And that's what it is.
And that is an incredible story. And I know you've told it a million times, so I'm not going to ask you to tell it again. But I do know that it's in your book, your autobiography, Backstage Passes and Backstabbing Bastards. Let's talk about CooperCast, also with a K.
That's on the website. That's where that came from.
So tell our viewers what it's all about, how people can find and enjoy the podcast. Is that something you find on the website itself, or?
Yes. I'll tell you a funny story, which I pray you will keep in this interview. About 5 years ago, I was invited to speak at MIT. And I live in Boston now, so, it's a cab ride. And plus, I was really honored. That's MIT. And I couldn't imagine why they did that, because it's not known for music or anything. But I wanted to see MIT, so I accepted. And it was the idea, when I spoke at MIT, when I finished, some guy came up to me and said, I would like to fix your website if you would allow me to. And I thought, I can't turn this down. If it's bad, I'll shut it down. If it's good, wouldn't that be fabulous? And he went in and he made it beautiful.
Oh, no, it is really, the new website is really nice. And by the way, I do remember the old website. um, because I would check it periodically, because to be frank, catching you live was kind of a bucket list item for me. So but the problem is I was living in the South. So I was always looking for where your tour might be when I might have to go back up to New York, where I grew up, and see if I could catch you when I was there. And it was by fluke, actually, that I got to see in 2014. I just happened to be in New York City at the same time. And I just happened to be in a car driving by the day before. And I saw on the marquee Al Kooper's birthday celebration. And I turned to my wife and I said, I think we're going to go see a Broadway play. I said, we're not doing that. We're now going there and we're going to go do this.
You were lucky you could get tickets.
We were on the far side of the stage, way in a corner. So basically I saw your back, but I was able to see the keyboards, and that was pretty much, I was able to see the back of the organ. That was pretty much it. But we did get to see it and enjoyed it, immensely. But I remember the old website. So, and I agree, the new website is way better.
Well, he did a wonderful job, and he's become a close friend, and he's as weird and funny as I am, and as old. So it's a wonderful relationship, and he does all these other things too. So I only get to see him when we're working on CooperCast.